I don't know. I just feel like that young men need to be more protected in schools than they are. What up, YouTube? A-Star going to be talking about some news regarding a middle school teacher that got caught in 4K having an inappropriate affair with a middle school student. And trust me, this story will shock you, disturb you, and this is downright crazy.
According to the criminal complaint, 34-year-old Taisha Bolden was a teacher at Lumen Pilgrim Lutheran School in Wauwatosa when she began a sexual relationship with her 8th grade student. More than 2,200 text messages were found on the child's phone that show an inappropriate contact as early as May of 2023. The messages between Bolden and the student contained detailed photos like this one, as well as nude pictures and videos.
If it was over 2,200 messages and including news, this had been going on before he even hit 14. This kid was 14. And when you hear stories like this, you typically hear the talking point of, oh, why'd he snitch and stuff like that. But you got to understand, he's a kid. Trust me, speaking from experience, I did the same shit. When you are young, you typically want to shoot upwards in terms of the type of woman you like, in terms of age. So that's what he did. And when you're somebody who's that young at the age of 14 or hell, even 16 or 17, messing with somebody who's that old, like in their 20s and 30s, of course you're not going to keep it to yourself because you're going to want the admiration of your fellow classmates, which in this situation, he got a lot to win. Because him going around saying, yo, I'm fucking with this teacher named so-and-so, a lot of his classmates gonna think like, yo, he's that dude. And it's not a wrong way for them to think like that or even go around saying anything because they're kids. They don't know any better. Which is why it just makes this story absolutely baffling that she took advantage of a kid.
In a statement from Lumen Schools, staff said Bolden was fired within 24 hours of the investigation. It reads in part, Lumen takes the physical, emotional, and spiritual safety of our students incredibly seriously, to the end that we conduct background checks on all candidates prior to employment. Investigation, Bolden also purchased a Glock 19 pistol that was found on the 8th grader during a traffic stop in July.
She bought the kid a Glock. This was more than just him fucking on the teacher. This was, and this is just speculation on my end, that it seems like that she bought him a Glock, not for him to look tough and look like a badass. She bought him a Glock. And if I had to guess, probably said, look, I need somebody to be taken care of so they won't get between us anymore. And that person was probably either her husband or long-term boyfriend. And it's stuff like this that is just a case of emotional manipulation. Emotionally manipulating a child into thinking, oh, we're going to have a long-term shindig.
Ended in late July when the student requested Bolden buy him another gun, and she refused. Lumen Schools sent out a letter to families about the now former teacher. It says in part, if your student comes to you with questions, please reinforce that if an adult makes them feel uncomfortable for any reason, they should tell a trusted adult right away. These conversations can be difficult to navigate. The school tells CBS 58 that counseling will be offered at Pilgrim Lutheran next week for students. Bolden is charged with second-degree sexual assault of a child and providing a dangerous weapon to a minor.
So after that one, he wanted another one. So it's either he did really want to look like a badass or she brainwashed him into trying to take out anybody that she may have been romantically linked to. He may have been like, look, you're not going to give me a gun. I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans and ruin your career. But I think he was probably going around telling anyway because that's what kids do. They're not going to shut their mouth. Trust me, I didn't. I was a motor mouth. And I think the biggest problem with all this, every time there's like a small case of 5 or 10 teachers, female teachers that's caught, it's always 1,000 more that day that probably figuring out a way, okay, how can I keep this silent and on the DL? The craziest part about stories like this is you see the usual talking points of, damn, why didn't he enjoy it? Damn, why didn't I have teachers like that growing up? But funny enough, you never see women say this about women who are victims of adult male teachers. You never see that because they know that that's just a no man's land at that point. But you got to be one weird ass dude to think that. And honestly, I think dudes who got that mentality couldn't pull any women in school, if we're gonna be honest, because if you did, your mindset would not be like that. I feel like we've been at this point for a while where we would see more protection of young women than young boys, because young boys, they get sexualized damn near out the gate at 13 and older. But young girls who's 13, if that happens to them, oh, they damn near gonna burn the school down. But if it's a young man, like, you got dudes justifying it and shit like that. And it tells me that them type of dudes would be awful parents. Because trust me, from experience, you don't think about it at the time when you young, dabbling with older women. But the older you get, you sit back and think about that shit, and you realize they all should have said no. Simply because it would have been the right thing to do. And let's face the facts. People who typically do that, they grow up to either be pedophiles themselves, or what'll typically happen is they may end up being seriously messed up. They may be seriously depressed. They may become addicted to opioids or addicted to any type of narcotics, including meth, crack, cocaine, anything. And the thing that they can kind of tie to why they're addicted is because of something like that would happen in their childhood. I don't know. I just feel like that young men need to be more protected in schools than they are. But people still try to normalize that, oh, it's okay for them to be messing with women that's too old for them. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. Till next time, it's been H Dog here, and I'm out. Peace.